Agi. This is Pierce Sunspire, sending through the encrypted communications buoy. I know I advised against any correspondence, but I feel it necessary as the project is nearing completion. I do not get a lot of news here, as you might expect, but I just want to make sure that we are on the same page going into this next phase. If we are forced to utilize this weapon, there is no telling what the reaction will be. Sure, Clearwater gives us a very clear right of escalation, but we need to consider that we won't just be striking the peacekeepers here. We would be striking the corporate council, we'd be striking bystanders, and with how things have been going in the city, it's possible some of your very own people will be caught up in that as well. I understand more than most what is at stake here. I understand that this is one of our only options, that we are being beaten, and that we are desperate. I urge you to consider the fallout from this action more carefully. I know you have sacrificed so much already, but we must consider that there is still much to lose. I'll end this message with a reminder that it is my primary intention to not have to use the weapon at all. Despite what Tyrell might be whispering in your ear, I believe the path of peace is our greatest chance of emerging from this conflict with our futures intact. All the best, Pierce Sunspire. Okay. Recap. Last time, you were all sent to Greywood Sands, a clusterist town which has until this point been friendly with the peacekeepers. You were told by the pilot who previously defended this town, Jawbone, that after the Clearwater incident, her frame had been sabotaged, and that you would need to look over the town in her absence. You were given a few objectives, one to improve the town's infrastructure, another to make people like the peacekeepers more, and the third one to find out the identities of people in the town who are allied with the guerrillas who have been attacking. So far, you've made good progress on most of these clocks, and where we last left off, Hex, you had just been approached by the factory foreman asking for your help to use your frame to help bring his broken down truck back to the factory, alongside its cargo of Greywood trees. What do you do?
Hex is paranoid after hearing about car bombs, so he's a little wary. Sure. I might... Is it possible to phone a friend here? Just so Hex is back
Yes.
up? Alright, Joseph, are you free?
You want me to come with?
I mean, the other people... Maybe. Anyone else want to come? Geist?
I mean, I can go. I'll go. I'll just be quiet.
Geist, you were able to call in your frame from the tree line.
No, okay, you guys just go. Geist is sleeping in today.
Okay. Sure. I'll come along.
He'll maybe peer out the window as you do you come and knock on his door to ask him to go with you? Because we're not in the same hotel rooms.
We're in the group chat. Maybe he messages you and you just don't respond.
Yeah,
Like,
it
oh,
was
that
just
fucker's
kind of an
sleeping
open
in.
invitation, if anyone,
Okay.
if they
I don't like
cared.
the idea of Hex going off alone, so I'm going with him.
Geist will peer out the window, he'll pull down the blinds and think better of it.
Cool.
We got our best guys on
I'm
it.
going to be on
Old
standby,
man.
though. He's going to be basically listening by the door for distant explosions.
Yeah, Hex
Always
gave the
important.
gist of it to the team.
Great. So Joseph is coming along.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think. Well, we gotta handle something first. Which is that once Joseph shows up, the foreman kind of stiffens up a little bit, and is like, "Oh, is that coming with us?"
Yeah, he's there in case I need help. You can ask. Who was the guy we talked to when we had Joseph fix up the equipment?
Captain Grabber.
Yeah, Grabber. We had to come help Grabber the other day.
Don't call him, call him it.
Call him
Yeah, that's fine. Just not yeah, whatever. It's cool.
Geist, at this point, Geist is like listening at the door because he's really curious now. He saw that things turn sour and he just like opens the door a little bit. And he's like, "Hey, Harold, where are you taking the fucking bolt bucket?"
Just in case I need another pair of hands.
All right, well, don't fuck it up too badly. I need it to help me scrape some shit off the bottom of my frame later.
You got it.
All right. He goes back in. Feeling like he contributed to the air of hostility towards robots.
Wow.
You've done your part.
You got a middle finger in the group chat from Joseph.
Yeah, you... Loyal, you sleeping in?
I suppose so.
Okay. Yeah, you go over. His truck is crapped out in the middle of the road.
Okay, and the truck looks fine?
There's some smoke
nothing-
rising out of it.
Okay, well, Hex brings his frame over and picks it up.
Could you explain like your posture when you're picking it up?
Like reaching over.
Okay. Oh yeah, you pick it up.
Okay.
I guess the foreman probably would have asked if you could like ride in the cockpit as you go back to the factory.
If I could?
If he could ride in your cockpit as you go back to the factory.
No. Hex, just flat, cold no.
Make him ride in the cab of your truck and then throw it.
You can ride in the truck, though. Just not in the frame.
Okay. Where's Joseph?
Where, Joseph? How are you tagging along, Joseph? Are you in your frame, or are you just...
Maybe there's no room for him in the cockpit, because I'm in the cockpit, too, you know?
There you go.
Can we
I like that.
say that?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you have expanded cargo space anyways.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
You put me. You know what? Put me in the truck, just for to make it look like I'm a piece of shit.
There's not much to do.
Yeah, put him in the fucking trunk with like the tools and shit. That's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. He's in the
Great.
trunk.
All right, you bring the truck back without incident. I think like when you put it down, like Chiller like says, "Hey, could you come down here for a second?"
All right. Hex goes and he releases Joseph from the trunk.
Okay. Is Joseph coming with you to talk to Chiller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's with me.
I'll stick behind him, like a dutiful robot.
I was hoping we could talk alone.
What are you talking about? He's not a person.
Yeah, they can still listen.
Just as much as my frame can.
He kind of looks over at Joseph. You should really be careful with those.
Noted. We keep him on a tight leash.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you around. Take it easy.
All right.
That's it.
Joseph's not going alone. Or Hex isn't, but yeah.
Yeah, Joseph tells Hex, happy that went well.
Me
Seemed a
too.
little scary back there.
I don't know if I'm a bit too jumpy these days, but
No,
Better
I would have
be.
acted the same way. It was good you called me.
cool.
Great.
What's that?
You can do your things again now, my friends, if you'd like to.
Yeah.
I have a crazy idea
What's your idea?
that Joseph was working on in the motel last night while
Okay.
you guys were at dinner. And
I'm
I
excited.
don't know if this works, but I was trying to come up with a way where Joseph would get goodwill with the town and help with propaganda.
I'm
So
ready.
my idea is, you can tell me if this doesn't work, but like, could we hold a seminar on how to kill emergent personalities while Geist teaches and Joseph is like the skeleton, and then Geist will be telling like, this is where you attack if they come for you, but all the information is incorrect.
That's a really
And
fun
Joseph is
idea.
just like
It's so
making
Fallout.
fake blood spurt from his robot parts.
Yeah,
I'm so
he's just
dead.
like moving, and then like he'll say shit like, you know, blow up their hands first, then they get off balance, and then you could easily kill them, you know, or some shit like that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
I love this.
I think
This is so fun.
Depends on what you
Joseph's
roll.
coming back to your motel door to knock on it, guys.
Yeah.
Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah, he opens it up. How was your little morning mission?
Thankfully, nothing went well, but the way he treated me gave me an idea, and I think I might be able to make the town like us a little bit better. But I require your help.
All right, what's the plan?
Joseph pulls out a script from his pocket that he was writing last night. These are directions on how to kill emergent personalities. I think if we teach the town how we can defeat people like me, with me aiding in the demonstration, they might agree with us a bit more. And don't worry, all of these are false. And he pats the paper.
All right, yeah, I think I can do that. What? So we just like hold out a little demonstration in the town square.
I think that would be a good idea. My only fear is we should try to not invite people like Captain Grabber around. I'm worried that he would be wise to this.
Well, we can zhuzh it up a little. I'll throw some common sense in there.
That's
Nothing,
good.
Nothing incriminating, but there's some basics of close quarters combat that would apply fighting you as well as anybody.
I know you can handle it. And Joseph nods.
All right, this is fun. This is a fun idea.
Let's go hold this class on how to kill me.
What is this called? What are we going to roll for this?
I feel like consort is maybe the one that makes the most sense.
You are lying, though.
That is true.
But Geist also said these would be half-lives. Like, he's like, oh, I'll throw in some stuff about CQC in there, so it's technically right if someone tries to get wise on us.
Because Geist doesn't really know the correct from the incorrect ways to kill a robot specifically, but he does know how to destroy machines, and he does know how to fight.
Sure.
And all of that information would be factual, because it's
I
not
can
really
I can
of
accept.
exceptional use.
I can accept consort.
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
Yeah, so it's just like, spreading the word, being like, all right, I've heard that people have some misgivings about one of our tools. I figured I'd try to put some fears to rest. Is it happening? Is it happening right now? Are we live? Does anybody come? Does anybody show up?
Where exactly are you doing this?
I don't know, the big intersection in town, somewhere where there's people around. But
like a
you probably
street
try and
corner?
spread the word a little bit first. Sure.
Yeah. Maybe like, hey, we're gonna have a like a little class on how to do this, because we've
Sure.
heard talk around town and we want to help.
Sure, yeah. People gather around for the freak show.
Wow. I'm not here to tell you that your misgivings about autonomous machines are misplaced. They can be quite dangerous, but in the right hands, they can be quite effective. And he draws his gun. Like a gun. If used in the wrong way, this can be a hazard to myself and the people around me, but in the correct hands, for the correct purpose, it is a useful tool. Now, the thing I think that you are all concerned about, maybe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, this big scary robot goes insane, starts killing people. Fact of the matter is, they're not really that hard to destroy, they're not that hard to damage, and they're not that hard to get away from. They have a bunch of particular weaknesses, not relevant to a human attacker. Now you see, this here, he grabs, so his Geist, Joseph's like right here beside me, right? You're gonna be my like test dummy. Geist is gonna be like,
I'm like the
prodding
skeleton.
you and being like, so you see these hydraulics are the weak points. Some of the joints, this model specifically doesn't have them, but if they're unshielded, you can actually force them to fault by bending them in the wrong direction. And as soon as the motor faults out, the appendage is basically useless.
And I'm going to dramatically collapse when it touches me there. You'll be like,
Yeah.
whoa, and like release steam that it doesn't even like do anything.
So yeah, Geist is going to give, I won't go through the whole thing, but just basically he's going to make it showy. He's going to, maybe like flip him or just do like some of the basic like close combat training stuff that he would have received, like just like basic judo stuff, but on
Sure.
a robot, flip him around a little bit, throw him around. He's going to talk. He's never going to call him him. He's always going to call him it or the object, the machine, and make it very apparent that he doesn't feel, or he's going to try and basically be as calloused as he can. Just be, whipping him around. I don't give a shit about this thing. The information is not completely useless, but the point of the demonstration isn't to show people how to kill robots or to lie about it. It's to show them all that he doesn't give a shit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Do you want to assist me, Joseph?
Yeah, definitely do. What do I have to do for that?
Actually, let me look at your sheet.
I have 2 relation with him, but I think he only has 1 relation with me.
I have 2 relations with Geist.
Okay.
That's so 2 stress to help, but you get 2 benefits, Geist.
Nice. So does that mean I get increased effect as well, or what?
It does.
Oh, shit.
Wait, I take 2 stress?
Yeah, because you're helping me.
Okay. If I take 2, then I'm 1 off from Harmon.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, but for this, since this idea is too much fun, I will do this.
Watch me fail.
Right.
So I do
Control
that.
the great. 6.
Yeah, success.
Wow. Very good.
We hate our emergent personalities, don't we? Badass.
At the end of the demonstration, Joseph's going to give a hearty unit offline as he hits the ground.
Somebody get this fucking thing out of here.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, people buy it. Absolutely. They're like, whoa, I had no clue that you could bend it the wrong way to make it break. That's so awesome. Can I try? And like a line forms, be like, oh, fuck. Can I try?
Unfortunately, this is military hardware, and my ass is on the line if we bust it up too bad. But
I think people want to take pictures. Can I take a picture of you killing the robot?
Sure.
Joseph, he sends a text to you, and he says, just like poke me in the back, and I'll put up like bunny ears.
Yeah, you do some good photo ops with everyone, and
we're learning propaganda, guys.
People are have a better view of you, and they think of you less as, I don't know, whatever they think of you as. Robot fuckers. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Let me see if I can get anything else here.
Good propaganda bump.
Very good propaganda bump for that. A great effect.
Awesome.
I think like someone comes up to you. I don't know if this person has a name, but like essentially says, "I had no clue the Soul Union was so aligned. We thought you were just kind of letting these things roam free."
Look, we're not I'm not going to pretend that the Soul Union is a homogenous group, all right? We got people with all kinds of views. It's not like we screen people, but, take it from me. And this actually is absolutely not a lie at all because of what he's gone through with Whitecliff. They take these things real seriously, and they keep them on a tight chain. Him even being here with us so far away from Central Command is a bit of an outlier, but we've been deemed qualified handlers.
Awesome. People are more enthusiastic about killing robots, but they like you for it.
Yeah. Maybe that wasn't quite the right thing to do, but in the short term, it was a big success.
We'll be out of here in a bit, all right? We're going to think about it
to kill the robot.
Okay. What do Loyal and Hex are you interested in?
What's going on in town presently, and also with the Peacekeepers? What are the activities?
There is still like some fighting on the east side. I mean, like pot shots. People are, going about their business. It's not like a war zone here. It's mostly just secluded on that east side. The Peacekeepers are just patrolling for the most part. Maybe you see like a ship come in from orbit to pick up some crafts from the factory at some point.
Civilians here are afraid of the guerrilla soldiers and are not pro-guerrilla soldier for the most part, right?
You haven't really asked, but it does, from who we've seen talk so far, it seems like they're not fans of the guerrillas.
Mm-hmm.
They really fell off after Demon Days.
Yes, is there any other just stuff we can help out with? I'm looking at the map and I'm like, maybe the docks?
Yeah, you could even make up shit. Like, it'd be like, can I help unload a fish truck? Like, sure.
Yeah.
You don't want to be good,
Can Hex
good
look
guy.
for some cargo usage for his frame for the day?
Yeah, sure. Let me think of something interesting that you can do.
It's actually really cool because, like, Harold's frame specifically is like a workhorse, right? It looks probably most like a utility frame than out of like all of ours.
We be hauling today.
Is partially true. It's also like the face of the Soul Union's frame division because it's just the default shooting.
And if it's seen doing something helpful, like picking up
yeah.
fish snacks, it could be good.
It's like a soldier handing out chocolate bars. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like, let's say the ship came in and they're like, hey, can you... I'll do Chiller. Chiller says, hey, do you mind helping us out, load this ship up of our shit?
Sure thing. And Hex goes and does that.
Just like roll... I don't know what this would be. I guess you're being amicable. You could probably do consort. I could see that.
All right. Is this controlled, risky?
Controlled standard. Oh my god, look at that. 6.
Success. Big money. Another 6
candy bars.
That actually is going to fill the propaganda clock.
Yeah.
Play for the objective, everyone.
I'm going to now clear it. I'll make a note.
Got one full delicious propaganda cheese wheel.
Easy.
Yeah, you very much ingratiate yourself to these people. You load a bunch of furniture and other craft goods into this ship, which you learn is just kind of like, it is going off planet to, it like picks a bunch of stuff, brings it in orbit, and that all goes back to be sold on like various other places. All this furniture is very expensive. Like, there is a market for handmade clusterist stuff. Like, a clusterist made like chair is something people brag about at like dinner parties. It's like, oh, wow, they make such good chairs. If such,
they don't even use screws.
Like, remember that Bluth has something or has like spoken about this before?
Bluth probably has spoken about it before. If you want a Bluth a moment, I bet he had like a thing where he was talking about how like it's not even that cool. It's like these are the trappings of the upper middle class. Like, you get one chair and you brag about it to all your friends while you eat a shitty dinner. Like, the real good shit is like you need to be getting like actual alien stuff. Like, I have a chair made from the leather of an alien that no one's ever seen before.
Chair dog.
Like, and he has like yeah. That's his view on it. But damn. Yes, these are nice chairs. Maybe, just maybe, you get a little like wooden carving from Chiller as thanks.
Wow, what's the carving of?
What do you want it to be of?
I want it to be of one of the trees.
Great, it's a tree carving.
It's a carving of Geist doing a suplex on Joseph in like excruciating detail, and his head's exploding.
It's like a Dwarf Fortress carving. It depicts a cyborg suplexing a robot.
We've been propaganded.
The robot is making a plaintive gesture. The robot is screaming.
A lot of people seem to be happy with you guys now. It did not take very long. You did very well. But they are warming up to you. People are kind of just like cool with coming to you just to like ask about the Peacekeepers. I think you definitely get some signups for the garrison. People are just like, okay, these people aren't so bad. Let's help defend.
I wanted to say at the Knights, Sunlip would probably be taking his frame since it's so big and inspiring looking, and just kind of standing over by the East Garrison. I'm assuming that the guerrilla warfare people don't have anything that could... Or wait, they killed the frame recently, didn't they?
Someone drove a car full of bombs into a frame inside the city.
I see. Well, if Sunlith is feeling confident about being able to identify a car full of bombs before it hits him, he would just be standing at the East Garrison, just holding the shield of his frame in front of it, not like doing anything, just being there.
Do you want to roll something?
Yeah, I also wanted to say he would be kind of going a little like fuzzy around the edges with his psychic abilities, trying to figure things out about the guerrilla soldiers. Yes, what should I roll for this?
If your main goal is to try to seek out them, then I would say roll scan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is something I can do that doesn't involve violence. I forgot.
You can always scan.
I just need to go sit in my frame.
Use my 360 sonar quirk to make the scan better.
Mm-hmm.
Leo.
This will be risky, though, since you are on the front lines.
Yeah, so we got sonar on. He's in defense mode, standing around the soldiers, trying to protect them. And we are rolling, and nothing bad is going to happen.
Critical success.
Oh my god!
Holy shit.
Oh my god. Holy
Wow.
fuck. That's 2 6s.
You be scanning.
2 6s on 2 dice. That's not... You don't get better than that.
1 in 36 chance.
Yeah, maybe 3 ticks in the gorilla's discovered clock. That's out of
Holy
8.
shit.
You kind of put your psychic feelers out in the forest. You feel like some kind of dots of people who are like perched in trees looking at you through like presumably sniper scopes, not firing because you're a giant frame. And then you kind of feel like from them, almost like a web, something reaching back towards deeper in the forest, maybe to like the northeast, I would say. Nothing concrete, like you don't have like a dot on your mini map telling you where it is, but you do have a cone that very much helps if you wanted to find these people.
Good to know. All right.
You also get the impression that they hate you very much.
Of course.
Get over yourselves.
I'm sure he's used to that by now.
Okay. We have done who hasn't gone yet? I'm gonna count Geist and Joseph together as one thing.
Trek was today, right?
Yeah. Loyal
Then
hasn't
yeah.
done. Oh, and Loyal did something.
Yeah, we think
everyone
it's
did.
long gone.
I stood there.
Do you want to send? Do you want to send your goons to do anything?
Do we have anyone specialized in like tracking, spying now that I have this cone information?
That was your sparrows.
Infiltrator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him shot up.
Yeah, they're at -1D now, which means they'll be rolling 2 dice and taking all of us.
No,
They're
they'll
sad.
die. They will die if I send them anywhere.
So,
You could send. This is an idea. You could send Spud to train the new recruits you got from propaganda.
Oh, that's true.
that sounds like a good idea. I feel like we should utilize Spud. He's here.
What would happen if we just like took all our frames out to the northeast? Just like didn't send any.
You would destroy the trees there,
That is true.
Yeah.
or they would destroy you. They're very big trees.
Okay.
What a cool city.
I can fly over top just to try and rattle them, but unless I start blasting down into the woods, it's kind of toothless.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Spud,
Hey man, what's up?
Oh god.
we got some new recruits. Can you help us out? Really whip them into shape?
Yeah, man. Let me just finish this future blunt real quick. My noise canceling is taking it out. One second. Let me turn off crisp.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got to get that
We
in
need to
there.
hear
Come
this.
on.
We need these authentic.
Oh.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay, one
Wow,
sec.
you're
Does he
really
do
cool.
drugs on the job? That's not
What?
cool.
Oh,
Fuck.
trust me, dude. I shoot way better when I'm high. Trust me.
It heightens your psychic ability, Geist. Just listen to him.
Watch this. He throws up the roach of the blunt in the air, and he takes that with one shot from his pistol.
Okay, that's kind of cool. He's
I
cool.
have to admit that's actually pretty fucking cool.
Told you.
All right, proceed.
Yeah. I'll go train these fuckers, these turncoat clusterist bastards. Can't even stay loyal to their own side. They make me fucking sick. But I'll train them because I follow orders. That's what I do. I'm loyal.
Spud, you better compartmentalize that. They're psychic.
Yeah, I know.
Was Spud lying?
What, about what?
All of that.
No, that's all true.
No.
Will he actually train them?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. He's loyal. That's his squad's trait you gave him. Is that they are loyal. They're what are they? They're loyal but principled.
Oh. What are his principles?
Sounds familiar.
Have a good time.
Never do anything that makes you look uncool.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's roll me a d6 for his tier.
Here we go.
This is not very dangerous.
Here we
Good,
go.
because he fucked it up.
Good? Bad?
Fuck it up. It was bad. It was a 2. Just a
Oh
failure.
no.
Yeah, Spud, I think maybe he's not very good at communicating to people who aren't soldiers. I think he was thinking of them more as soldiers, combatants, because he thinks they're kind of already the enemy. So he assumes that they're all like trained. And so he doesn't do a great job, and he maybe gets a little frustrated, as frustrated as he can get. Okay, I think we can move to the next time segment.
Nice. Number 3.
Number
3.
So, stepping out of your rooms in the morning, you immediately see that on the side of the large apartment complex on the other side of the street, there is a newly painted mural depicting a blood-filled crater, and in the center of that crater is a gigantic flagpole bearing the flag of the Soul Union. Beneath the mural is the text saying, "Remember Clearwater Crater." A few garrison members are kind of hanging out on the motel balcony looking at it as you come out, and one of them kind of says, "Fucking hell."
That's a terrible picture. Composition's all off.
I've been
Look at the way the crater's framed.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't. Why is there blood in there? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I was watching. I don't get it.
Fucking morons. God. I mean, that's bad.
I'm going to be reducing some clocks now.
No.
No, my cheese wheel.
Propaganda already ticked over, but imagine that it is unticked a little bit. And
I didn't know you could reduce clocks. God.
Oh, I can do anything.
That's so sad.
Did we undiscover the gorillas?
No, you do
Because
not
we're so
undiscover
shocked.
the gorillas.
They delete that information from Sunlit's mind somehow.
Fucked up.
They went deeper
yeah.
in the woods.
There is perhaps some people acting to do things.
We should go investigate the insurgency team.
Mm-hmm.
We should try and win back a little goodwill as well.
Okay,
we
so how
lost
about
we lost our full cheese wheel. I think we need to get a tick or two back to.
2 of us go like look for the troubled kid maybe, and the other 2 go do a good deed.
I think
Okay.
the PR angle should be that the people who caused the tragedy at the crater are war criminals, and the Soul Union is in the process of apprehending them.
Look at that.
Justice
Geist
will
is
be
a
done.
born spin doctor.
Again, none of this is technically a lie. He's just omitting the part where it was us.
That's how you
When we
do it.
find this guy, I tell you.
They're gonna really make him suffer.
Yeah, I think we gotta
yeah.
discover the cell for sure.
What do you
Alright.
want to? What do you want to
Loyal.
do? Let's roll.
What do you want to do?
I feel like we should we don't want anybody to go off alone now. We're definitely going to want to split into pairs at least. But the question is, who does Joseph go with?
I probably shouldn't go with the propaganda people. I might be
We
able
should
to
do the-
assist with
yeah.
searching for the cell.
I feel like that might be talky though. We should probably do like
I
the
know.
one xenophobic party member with each non-xenophobic party member.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I will say, as a Joseph fan personally, you definitely could look for the cell. I have visions in my mind of you crawling on rooftops at night. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
infiltrate.
I am an
Definitely.
infiltrator, exactly. So I could
That's
go
true.
looking. I just have to be real careful not to get caught.
Yeah, do it at night. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
Your little spider robot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it is the next day, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well,
do have to
Still a
wait.
little time first.
this covers like a 2-day period, so you can say I'm doing this at night, and that'll be like your thing.
Okay, sure. I'm down with that.
Great. Do you want
Watching for illicit activity.
Should we do that now then?
Yeah. Why don't we do it? Why don't we fucking do it?
Yeah.
Let's prowl. Let's prowl, bro. Let's fucking prowl.
You want to fucking prowl? You wanna see me
Yeah.
fucking prowl, buddy?
They call him the Prowler.
Risky standard?
Yeah, this is definitely a risky situation.
Okay. And this is definitely a prowl. Whew, partial. Thank God.
Yeah.
There is. So what does this look like?
I was thinking
start you?
maybe so this is the night after we saw the mural, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, like, what if I inspect the mural like all night long to see if anyone's like walking around that area, or like I could find like, okay, clearly like someone's been looking at this for a very long time. I should follow that guy. Like, I was wondering if I inspect that area, I might be able to find something.
Sure. I think you kind of like prowl on it. It gets dark. It's not like lit up by any lights, but I imagine you have some sort of like fucking night vision, whatever. I'm hand waving it. But a guy does come out, and like gets a little like repelling gear out and starts like touching it up.
Oh no!
Kill him.
I can't kill him yet, but I will take a picture of him and I'll send it in the group chat and say like, we got something going on right now.
Just forgetting to turn off the flash on his phone camera. And it's just like, oh,
Let me just set up the tripod here.
Yeah. Is there someone you try to like follow, or?
Yeah, I'll try to. I mean, is he sticking around? Is he leaving? I guess now. So I will
he
follow him.
leaves. You know.
Okay, yeah, I'll follow him from the rooftops.
You follow this guy to a house, I think.
dun, dun, dun.
Or actually, it would be the apartment complex. Like he goes.
He lives in an apartment.
The bottom floor. Unfortunately, you can't really follow a guy inside an apartment very well without some like prior setup. So I think I'll just do lesser effect in this case.
Okay.
So you have 2 ticks out of 6 for cell discovered.
Nice.
All right. I'll get little pictures of like where he walked in and tell my compatriots in the morning what went on.
Nice. I was thinking a good way that might give us some leads on the cell and also might ingratiate us is if Loyal actually does want to go to the clusterist service.
Absolutely.
Which I think he did. Maybe see if they'll let you go now that... I mean, I know it's kind of bad timing with the big blood crater picture, but they still do like us quite a bit.
Of course.
Give it a shot. Geist is not going. Geist will not go.
No?
No.
What's he afraid of?
Joseph will go. Okay, fine. Sure, I'll come.
Geist is afraid of what it will do to his mind. He's afraid of what they'll see.
That's why he should go.
Oh.
Is this an in-character
fucking
discussion?
going.
Yeah, maybe it's an
I was
argument.
about to say, if they're getting invited, if they get the invitation, and guys are like, okay, Dunlip, you go do this on your own.
Get the
He would be
intel.
asked.
Report back. Yeah, see what you can find. Maybe see if you can't feel out the infiltrators or whatever, So, good luck. You're qualified to handle this, I think.
Can you do gather information rolls on player characters?
That's a great question. I don't. Well, this is between you two, so you guys can hash it out.
What is it you want to know? Because he's not very.
Yes, I feel like they've
hiding his
spent-
emotions.
They've spent enough time together for this to be not a psychic thing. If someone just gives him a curious look and is like, "What are you afraid of?"
What do you mean, what am I afraid of? You know what this fucking shit does? You're the 12-year-old girl who got her legs broken trying to kill us? That's what this shit does.
Geist doesn't know that Loyal took that person in as a personal project, right? That's all been kept completely secret from the squad, I think.
Oh,
right?
yes, he hasn't told anyone about any of this.
Yeah, so he just mentions it flippantly.
Yeah, he keeps that under wraps and just kind of laughs a little bit and is like, the psychic abilities for those who are not as trained in them or not as naturally gifted can seem frightening to others, but it's something that I think everyone should experience at least once in their life. And if you were with me, I will help you.
What about all the peacekeepers who defected, huh? What about Jupiter? That son of a bitch. I bet you he went to one of these. Maybe that's when they fucking flipped him.
I don't know if that will happen here.
Yeah, you don't know, and that's why I'm not fucking going.
Do you remember what was the guy's name who talked to us when I did my song?
Oh, the nice man.
Twofold.
That's
Twofold.
right.
The man, Twofold, he said something that stuck out to me, and which was the truth. And you know that I can tell the truth, but he said he works here to do something different, to instill a different kind of being in the people here. And that's why I would be honored, and I would encourage you to attend this with me.
I really don't think it's a good idea. I don't got a lot good going on upstairs. You know what I mean? I haven't exactly lived a comfortable life, you know what I mean?
Most people don't have anything good going on upstairs, Geist. Or he would say, Geist, he would say most people don't have anything good going on upstairs, Garrett.
Ooh.
That's why these are important. None of us are alone.
I'll go, but... Alright, if anything starts seeming strange, you need to pull both of us out immediately.
You have my word. I will do this for you. Unconditionally.
Yeah, Geist is gonna go. He got shanghaied.
Got him.
We're killing this guy.
Yeah. Okay. I think you go to Twofold and he tells you that there will be a. Actually, we should do this in character. I should fucking do it in character. Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay.
You go to Twofold and he says, "Oh, hello, you two again. How's it going?"
It's going well. And yourself?
Oh, great. I quite enjoyed your show about the killing the robots.
Yeah, I thought people might like that one. It's a classic.
Does your offer still stand?
Oh, of course, yes. You're all welcome to come.
When will it be happening?
Tomorrow night would be the next one.
We will be there.
Excellent. I hope to see you all then. Is your his name was Harold? Is he coming?
We want Harold to come.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Mr. Twofold, this will be a first psychic experience for many of my companions if they choose to come. Do you have any advice for my friend here in particular?
Well, don't fight the wave.
All right.
Someone just nods. That's good. It's good shit, man.
Jolly good. You do. I'm not gonna make you roll for the communion quite yet, so you can still do like productive things if you would like.
Sure. Geist is treating this like a serious operation. If Harold is not going, then he's going to be like, "Look, these are the times. This is our exit route. All right, you need to be on standby. If you hear anything's amiss, you know, we'll like he'll set up like a series of codes. Like this means like come with your frame and blow the top off the church. This means like, you know, come bring us like a fast exit, or like, you know, come and like do like a just like a drive-by wellness check or something like." He's treating it like it's something serious and very dangerous because he believes it is. And
all of this down. He's just doing it very dutifully, word by word.
You're so hurt right now, Geist. Okay. So Hex, did you already helped out? I honestly I should have been keeping track. After the graffiti, is it only Joseph gone so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do the rest of you want to do?
I think. Let me look at.
Let me look at the clocks.
I'm gonna look at my sheet and see what I've got. I don't want to just consort again.
So we're back to cheese wheel with propaganda right after.
Yeah.
No, wait, no, we're not.
Like, consider that. Well, I'll just mark it like this. You're like 7 out of 8.
Okay. Then yeah, it might be just another fill the cheese wheel day for Hex if they're going to a cult ritual and Joseph is fine.
I think the occult ritual doesn't count for our thing, is what Colin is saying, but I'm not.
Oh, okay.
You're doing propaganda again, Tex?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing this time?
We did fish time. We did trees. I guess maybe he helps. Like, what might be fucked up around the barracks and the motel that he can help out with?
Maybe like a fence he's putting up.
Cleaning up some
Let's do
graffiti, maybe.
I mean, would that fill the clock if we cleaned up the graffiti?
Depends how you roll, really.
I can't imagine that regardless of his feelings, the apartment... Or wait, the apartment's different than the motel. Never mind. Whoever runs this apartment probably isn't crazy about having a huge bloody mural to an atrocity on the side.
That's a good point. What if
The guy
we...
who runs the apartment is...
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's a motel. Never mind, sorry.
Yeah.
If we ask them, what would they say?
There isn't an owner to the apartment.
Okay. Then maybe better luck with putting up a fence. All I'm saying.
Sure. Hey, you put up a fence at the motel, and you gotta meet him. You gotta meet Guy Jury.
No. Watch
Oh,
out.
hell yeah.
He emerges.
Oh, yeah. It's our interaction.
Creeps out of the shadows.
He emerges from like a door, like one of those doors that doesn't have a knob, it just has a lock on it. He's kind of like creeps out of it. Like approaches you as you put up a fence. He's like, putting up a fence, are we?
Yeah.
I like
Who
to
are
keep
you?
my patrons in. Oh, me, I'm Guy. You can call me Guy. You can call me Mr. Dreary. Dr. Dreary, doesn't that sound good? I'm the owner of this little establishment.
Cool. Well, I hope you like this fence.
Now listen, you strike me as a businessman.
Go on.
It's just, this motel. I have a series of motels throughout the region, actually. I see about... Listen, we all know which direction this conflict is going. Let's be real here. And I think that Terra Brea is going to be the biggest tourist destination of the decade. All I need from you is a small investment of capital, and I can guarantee you will be a rich, rich man.
I appreciate the offer, but I'm not exactly a money guy.
Are you sure? You're certain?
He gives him a little thumbs up. Yep.
I guess I misjudged you then. Your loss. And he walks away. He walks away from you in a very, very strange way.
Wow, he's slinking.
He's slinking. And he disappears back into a different locked door.
The fuck? What's wrong
What
with
was he?
this guy?
Like, what was he wearing? I imagine like a cartoony villain, like tuxedo.
Do you want to... Here's the worst part. You don't remember.
Ugh.
Damn, he's forgettable.
He was so forgettable, but you can't forget his business proposition. It lingers in your head.
Damn. That's fucking wild.
What a fun little guy. But
Yeah, I guess roll to put up a fence.
what's that?
Fence roll.
Fucking, I don't know, consort.
Consort.
Roll your
Whatever.
fence skill. Consort with the wood. I guess I get how it could be consort because technically the objective isn't to put up a fence. The objective is to be seen putting up a fence and make people like you
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you're deeds.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna put you in a risky position, but you get it done.
Sweet. I love to be
you
risky.
you notice you like putting up the fence, and like there's some people who are like, oh, that's so nice that this fence is up. And then you kind of see like some people just like too far away to do anything about it, just like pointing at you and whispering, and it's like making a mean face.
Damn, that's a bad
Stink
vibe.
eye.
Hex make out who those might be or anything about them?
Do you want to make another roll in a risky position?
Answer very carefully.
No, I do not.
Okay. I mean, you're going to remain in a risky position regardless. But, I would let you try to follow these people.
Hex is just gonna take a chill round.
Cool. Do we want to go to the you guys are going to do something. Hex and
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we get actions? I have an idea for one. I was gonna roll engineer to try and set up some subtle closed circuit cameras around to try and grab snippets of people being sketchy. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Right, I got 1 dot in engineer. I'm gonna finally engineer something. I didn't fail! Oh my god!
Partial
That's a
success.
partial!
Beautiful.
Proud of you.
Yeah, you start putting. Where are you trying to put him up? Exist all over?
Yeah, just place anywhere that so places that it wouldn't be places that wouldn't be too conspicuous. So maybe the idea is to get the hardware set up in such a way that he can kind of just set it and forget it. So he prepares everything in his hotel room, and then he can just kind of drop a camera. But I think he's gonna focus on places that he's allowed to be doing stuff. So the barracks and anywhere the soldiers are. But he's setting up a camera in the sniper tower, but it's facing back towards the city rather than out into the woods. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Stuff like that. And then maybe some around if he can get away with it. The point is he doesn't want them to be discovered.
Yeah.
And or destroyed or whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna put you in a risky position too.
Cool. I love to be risky.
Loyal. Do you want to do anything?
That's what I'm thinking about. 'Cause I don't know.
Did I get any ticks for doing that?
Oh, yes, you did. My bad. 2 ticks.
What else can an empath do in a little town like this?
Could I convince you to make that 1 cell discovered
Root
tick
out
and
some
1 infrastructure tick
insurrectionists.
instead of 2 infrastructure?
Oh, sure.
Or is that too? Is that too?
No, I think that's a better suggestion.
Badass.
For the viewers, cell discovered, 3 out of 6. Infrastructure, 3 out of 6. Propaganda full. Guerrillas discovered, 3 out of 8.
We're getting somewhere.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna put you in a risky position. I changed my mind. Instead, what happens is while you're working on these CCTV cameras, you're just doing some basic wiring, nothing too crazy, and you get a little electric shock. Just your finger brushes against a wire, happens all the time. And you, for a second, you are seeing out of the cameras on the changeling. Just for a second.
Shit.
And I'm going to tick your fragmenting clock by 1 instead. You can use that if you
want. No, if I will trauma out if I take even 1 piece of stress.
That's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're so fucked.
Everything's going well so far.
Vacation. Remember, wait, you could slack off. Maybe you could blow off steam.
Hey,
Yeah, I was about
I
to say,
need to blow off some steam.
Can someone do something to help Geist have less stress?
I feel like I already took my action. It's too late.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you could...
I haven't taken mine.
I would... Well, no, he's spending this time doing cameras.
That's
You can't
true.
really make him de-stress while he does that.
Yeah.
No.
Give a massage.
You could de-stress if you want.
Do I even have any stress? I have some. Yeah, I do.
That's up to you. If you don't have a lot, it is possible to overindulge. That is a risk.
I have 4. Yeah, I want to try to find the insurgency cell.
Hey, what does that look like?
It's a good question because I've been here a while, been putting out psychic tendrils, feeling out different attitudes of the town, mostly just going about basic activities, light load, just in his exopod, no gear on it, no weapons on it. Just trying to pick up anything out of the ordinary and gather information from this.
Sure. I could take that if you give me a survey or whatever.
Let's survey.
Surveying the brain.
Control.
You are controlled.
Okay. love to be controlled.
Partial.
Hey, good.
You can retry, or you can take the partial.
I would not. If you retry, you're basically fishing for a 1 in 6, and you might just fail instead.
I think I'll just take partial. It's fine.
Great. You are kind of casting a wide net out. Yeah, there's some people that you see. I think you get like this scent of fear, I guess I would call it, and you get this guy who's been kind of cornered by a couple of other citizens on like an alleyway somewhere, and they're like trying to pressure him into something, like you can tell, and he's kind of whiffling about. Eventually they leave, and he's just kind of like taking a breath. You can approach him if you'd like.
Is he afraid right now?
Yeah.
Trying to think about how to approach someone afraid in an alleyway as a large metal floating being, not make them more afraid. It's not
Kick
really
the ass of the people cornering them. Just do your exopod kung. I feel like actually fighting in an exopod is you just drive into people and then their bones break because it's like being hit by a Prius.
Like a little bit. Where did these people go who were?
They left. They like went I guess towards the factory.
Yeah, I want to intercept them within earshot of this guy.
Okay. What do you say?
Like, are they trying to like leave this area quickly?
No.
Not suspiciously. Just kind of walking.
They're wandering off. I guess like if you block their path, they're like, "What the fuck do you want?"
I would be nonchalant, be like, "I don't want anything. What are you two up to today?"
We're just in our town.
Hanging out in a dark alley.
Are we being detained?
Oh my god, it's this guy.
Oh, God.
Yes, Solid just doesn't answer this, and he's like, so if I were to round this corner, I would not find a terrified man there who would tell me that he was just being antagonized by 2 individuals with your description.
What is this? What do you think you're doing, Dolphin? Huh? Do you think that you're helping out, doing a good deed here?
He floats closer to them menacingly. He's very large, so this would be a little menacing.
By the way, your consequence is that you're in a risky position.
You should go. And is Intimidate a roll here? No.
Command is a roll, but I would take it as a sway too, to make it a little easier for you.
Yeah, I want to do a sway. I have 2 dots in that.
Convince them to shit themselves and run away.
Exactly.
Oh, another
Oh my god.
success.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Whoa!
He's on fire tonight. Dolphin
yeah.
unstoppable.
Fuck. I guess what they say is...
That is so improbable.
I know, you guys are on fire tonight, especially you. They kind of just like shrink back, and they're just like, whatever. We'll see how fucking big and strong you are in a couple days, freak. And they walk away.
Yeah, and then I would just like kind of
In a couple days.
What does that mean? I'll take note of that. And I would go to look in the alley and see if that guy's okay. Not like approach him too much, but just kind of be within view of him.
Yeah, he says, "Oh God, hello, officer.
Are you all right?"
Oh, I'm fine. Just some troublemakers trying to drag me into their trouble. You know."
What kind of trouble were they trying to drag you into? Maybe I could help.
Are you sure?
I can always try.
There's, I think something bad's going on. You know.
I know.
There's they were telling me that I had to get on board with something's going on in the factory. I don't know.
Just tell me what they said to you. You don't have to worry about anything else.
They said that I needed to make a choice of whose side I was on, and I needed to make it soon. And then they said that I should be at the factory for a meeting a couple of nights or else something bad's going to happen to me.
I understand. Thank you for telling me. You should go home. Do you need anyone to help you get there?
No, I'm fine. My name's Howler, by the way.
Hello, Howler. My name is Sunlith.
You're nice for a dolphin.
Thank you.
The fuck is that supposed to mean, dude?
Slap
Get
him.
back here.
No.
How many dolphins does this guy know?
And that completes your cell discovered clock.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
We got him.
And you can do more with that if you check in with Howler again. I will tell you more later.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to get to the fucking ritual now, don't we?
Yeah.
So did you guys talk to Hex about it? Was Hex?
Does Hex want to go?
No.
Come on.
Geist doesn't want him to go because he wants somebody who's ruthless on standby.
All right. Let's get to it. So the temple is in the bottom floor of this giant apartment building. There are these two double doors made out of that Greywood material. It is a large room, very simple. Like the ceiling isn't like vaulted or anything. It's like the same height as like an apartment ceiling would be. It's like they cleared out everything on this bottom floor for this room. The ground is covered in these kneel pillows, which are arranged in a concentric circle. The room itself is pretty barren, except for that. There are some tables at the edge that have like waters and snacks on them, and they seem to serve kind of as like a rest area. Most people are kind of taking their place in the circle on these pillows. They are socializing with each other as everyone's filtering in. Some people are kind of moving towards the edges and mingling around the tables. You do get a couple of strange looks. No one like antagonizes you, but there's definitely some weirdness here. Twofold comes up to both of you and says, "Oh, it is so good." No, that's not his voice. It's like, it's so good to see both of you here. Let me help you figure this out. So basically, you're just going to kind of take your place in the circle. You can sit wherever you want, and then once everyone's here, we're going to join hands, and then that's when it's going to get started.
How's Geist feeling about all this right now?
Geist is profoundly uncomfortable. He's real tense.
Yeah. Sunlit would take note of this, and he's just kind of like, whatever the dolphin equivalent of like a smile in the eyes is. It gives a look to Geist and gives him like not a physical touch on the shoulder, like a pat on the shoulder, but like a psychic one. There's like not like actually intrusive into the mind, just like surface level. Like it's gonna be okay. Just stay with me.
Geist is worried, as I am actually in real life.
Yeah.
That with all the psychic weirdness that's happened with the King Returneth and with Retribution, especially being able to detect his presence in weird ways. He's worried that this is going to make something bad happen, and he's having immediate regrets, but he's not going to back out. But he doesn't ease up at all when you pat him on the shoulder.
What's your load?
Light.
Okay. No visible weapons, presumably.
No, I didn't come in here with like a shotgun strapped on my back, just in case.
They would probably tell you to get rid of it.
AK-47 in the Chipotle, let's go.
Twofold says, this should work with your augments, and likewise for you. Did you tell him your name's Sunlith or Loyal?
I think he's just been going by Sunlith.
Yeah,
he's not even saying Loyal anymore. He's slowly been going away from that.
And Sunlith, your suit or whatever that is, that should work too. You don't have to worry about skin contact. It doesn't work like that.
Interesting. I see.
Okay, so just take a seat here. Garrett, you just kneel, and then Sunlith, I guess. Can you get lower than that?
Yeah, I probably would go and just set the exopod down, maybe move the pillow out of the way because it will get crushed and damaged from the weight of this thing, but he just kind of goes on the floor as close to the floor as he can without damaging whatever is underneath.
Okay. Yeah, there's some people on either side of you. You two are holding hands, and then there's like on each side of you there's another clusterist who is like holding your hand. I think one of them is like trying to figure out how to hold your big exopod hands. It kind of just like settles with like grabbing it like a baby would hold like a finger.
Oh, it's cute.
And people start to quiet down, and you get this, I guess you could call it it's not a tingle. It's like there is a light that is starting to bloom inside of your body. That is the first sensation you are feeling. And Loyal, you're an open-minded person, so you're fine. But I think Geist, this would be your last chance to get out.
Oh shit! I don't know. I think he's gonna stay in.
Okay.
Yeah, what I want to say for like the entirety of this is that whatever the equivalent ability that I can do in this situation, I don't know how a clusterist psychic communion goes, but Sunlight would be just projecting this kind of like safety barrier over like him and Geist throughout it, but just like mostly concentrated on Geist to just do whatever he can to make this as less terrifying as possible for his friend.
Okay. It begins. So people go quiet, and this bright feeling kind of blossoms in you. It makes you feel, I guess, seen almost, like there are like a light being shown from like inside of you out. Like there's no place where any part of you can really hide, is like the immediate sensation. A Loyal, as someone who's more experienced with psychic phenomenon, this is kind of different than you're used to. Instead of a broader feeling of connection with like the universe and all that entails, this is very insular, secluded. It's kind of like a nomadic sanctuary of spirit that like exists in like physically in this place where you are, which is very different than the more free-floating feeling of psychic, if that makes sense.
It does.
Okay. You both get a lot of flashes of images and memories, and meanwhile, you begin to start seeing through the eyes of those around you, and getting all their feelings as well. Like, some people close their eyes for this, so you see like inside of other people's eyelids and kind of feel your face on their face.
Oh, that's cool.
And you get these emotions too. Like you feel like a mother who is holding hands with her child in this moment. You feel people who are like afraid of, like you feel fear of yourself. Like there's someone sitting somewhere in here who's like afraid, like why are there two soldiers here? Like this is scary.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Is everybody around actually feeling Geist's feelings, his real feelings?
It does feel that way.
I think then it would be a good idea to point out that inside Geist's head is constant, incredibly acute mental turmoil. It's a really, really, just really bad place to be.
Yeah.
It's not good.
We'll get there. You feel a lot of emotions. You feel this someone in here was killed by a peacekeeper. Like just like straight up, like not in a way, at least in this person's mind, it was not like in combat. He was like killed, just like a wanton act of cruelty. And he is like actively imagining how much he would like to kill you two. But at the same time, it feels like you yourself are feeling that directed at yourself. You're plotting your own death, essentially. And I guess for you guys, as someone who is in this awful state of turmoil all the time, it is, I would only describe it as blissful that you are being deluded. Like all your shit and trauma is being spread out amongst everyone here, and parts of them are replacing a lot of those parts of yourself. You are, like I said, you're experiencing like the joys of motherhood. Like
congratulations, guys.
How much you liked your lunch? Like you feel like that feeling is, oh my god, I love that sandwich, even though you haven't been able to eat a sandwich for years. And you are experiencing all these other emotions, positive and negative, all at once, both as yourself and as these other people. Some of them are glad you are here. Some of them are like disgusted by you. Some are plotting your own death at this very moment. As I said, like multiple of them are like, they're thinking like, I cannot wait to kill these fuckers and get them out of my town so I don't have to deal with them. And like some part of you is almost like, I won't get into the details of what they're plotting for your death because you will forget them after this. But it's like you chime in and it's like, well, actually, that's not a good way to do it. If you wanted to kill me, you need to like don't make any announcements. Just shoot me in the head. Like I know you want to say about your like dead father, but trust me, it'll feel better if you do this. And like you feel that person say back to you like, oh, that's actually a really good point. Thank you. And like he knows it's you who's telling him this, which is perhaps the strangest part. And like you get this feeling of these people who hate dolphins. They think that like they are the perfect representation of the Soul Union's interaction with the clusterists, like this alien thing. They say, oh, we understand, but they really don't. And now you are in this most sacred of ceremonies. And then kind of gradually this kind of spreading out feeling begins to pass and things become even less distinct. It's like blended together, this like instant complete coexistence of all in attendance, even those who are like not holding hands, like the ones who are like at the tables, like you get like this vague impressions of them. You feel someone like bite into a saltine vaguely. And beyond the edge of this gathering, there is nothing. Like not nothing in like the grand cosmic nothing, but just like there's nothing out there that can get you. And you feel perhaps one of the most strong feelings that everyone is sharing is that how thankful they are is that they are alone here. And that like it is by the prophet's grace and her teachings that they know how to be safe in this place. And this feeling kind of stretches back really far, like back to Earth, back to like other colonies. You get this impression of the people who came to Terra Brea, they didn't just like bring themselves, they brought every communion they've ever had packed into them, which kind of unfurls here. You kind of get a very good idea of how this works, where each person takes the entire communion into themselves and they can spread it that way, and it'll intermingle with other people's experiences without being exposed to grander psychic phenomena, whatever that means. And then some weirder stuff starts to happen. You are standing in front of 50,000 or so dead clusterists, which you all know to be from Clearwater Crater. They are all here, and your role in that tragedy is revealed to everyone in attendance, kind of diluted in this water of the joined minds. And in front of them is who you know to be Pogo Lear, the pilot of duty, who's kind of like holding both of your shoulders, just like speaking to you, exchanging memories of you. And he learns of his own death here. And you kind of feel that as you inhabit him likewise. Like learning of your own death, like if someone told you, oh yeah, you died a few days ago, don't you remember? And he's just like, oh shit, I had no clue. And he says something to you. What does he say?
To who? To me?
To both of you.
What does he say? We have to decide this together.
This is trippy.
What's going on?
What would
You,
the
Adam.
embodiment or the pilot of the embodiment of duty say to us, two soldiers who are also bound by our own duty, just caught up in this impossible, unwinnable war?
Thanks a lot, dick bags.
Could have done without that.
Like, what was he like as a person? We don't know anything
think we
about
know
him, but I
anything
think maybe we learn who he was here.
Yeah, he is an extremely devoted person. Always had a smile. Was rock solid, knowing that he had to do what he had to do. Never doubted for a second his role in things. He was, I guess in many ways, he was very much a determinist. Like, when he learns about his own death, he's like, that makes a lot of sense. I'm not surprised.
Maybe he would say to us something about how he knows that we were just doing our duty. I mean, Geist was.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Great. Yeah, he says this to you, and in turn, you feel like you are him saying this to you, which resonates, I'm sure. And I think at this point, Loyal and Geist, you both see someone. Loyal, you see kind of Maze for a moment, like turning away, and you lose track of Geist. You can resist this if you'd like.
Yes. I'm like crying in real life right now, by the way. I love this. Okay.
To resolve, resist.
Let's resist with resolve.
You take 3 stress, and I'll do yours in a second, Geist. But you manage to hold on to Geist for a second. And you see Maze, her kind of face flickering in this shared experience. You are seeing her through someone else's eyes. She's younger. She's like looking up at you and smiling, and she's pointing at something above you, and looking up and turning around, you see the virtue of attachment. And I think you realize that you are inhabiting somehow this memory of Chaser Midway, who is that pilot of that virtue. It's through this lens, looking at the virtue is like looking at a god, but a god who is your sister and your greatest ally at the same time. And you lift young Maze up onto your shoulders and climb up to the frame, and you deposit her in the cockpit and kind of let her play with the controls. And like these dark thoughts start creeping into your head, and you shake them off as you always do, and you assure yourself that the fighting will be over before then and that it won't come to that. And the memory kind of swirls and morphs. And you see your own early memories from when you were first learning to pilot an exopod when you were a kid. What are those memories like, Loyal?
You would have been very young and just kind of put into, I don't know what rudimentary exopod they give to young yearling dolphins to get them to learn about it, but it's the process of not just learning controls of how to psychically and physically control the exopod, but you have to condition yourself away from wanting or thinking about any kind of physical touch for as long as you're in this thing. It's a thing that just separates you from your own kind and every other just being out there, which is, it goes against every bit of evolution that dolphins have as being just originally these hooved herd animals, just naturally being with one another, being connected to one another, and to just go into this human-designed, human-made, originally device to get them to interact with other things outside of themselves, and just the feeling of this is important. You have to sacrifice something so great inside of yourself for the desire to understand what else is out there, and just all the complicated feelings that go with that.
And I think those feelings very much meld with what you find out to be just like all the memories of the pilots in here, the clusterist pilots especially, when they got into these frames, which in many ways they didn't want to be in the first place, choosing to give up part of themselves so that they can operate in a way that can resist what the peacekeepers are doing. And Geist, I think you might know who you see. You see your dead ex-partner, girlfriend, wife?
I thought for sure you were going to say Retribution. I thought for sure it was going to be him. No, they never got married.
Okay. And she is here. You kind of... It's hard to tell when this was. Judging by how she looks, it must have been early on in the deployment. Like, pretty early on.
Yeah.
And she is surprised to see you. What is she like? I need to get a dial in on her personality.
I feel like she's soft spoken and very she's soft spoken, but like, you know, she's kind and sweet and very much the opposite of how he is now, like diametrically. But yeah, she like probably jokes around a little bit. I don't know. I didn't put much thought into it.
We're in a completely liminal space now, so it's totally fine. And she like looks at you and says, "Garrett, you look unhealthy."
I'm not doing so good.
Yeah. Hey, you want to go for a walk?
Yeah.
Does Garrett feel like he's reliving a memory, or does he have like all of his mental faculties about him in terms of like his memories and everything?
This is not like reliving a memory. This is something completely new.
Okay, yeah, he'll go along.
She kind of like takes you with her for a second, and just like walks, I guess, definitely somewhere you've been. Maybe there's like, when you were deployed originally, you were in the river valley, so maybe there's some like pretty walk by the river.
Yeah, that they used to go on maybe a lot.
And she's like, so, hasn't been good since I exited, huh?
How are you here? Is this real?
That's as real as anything else.
No, it's been bad. It's been all bad.
Well, let me just tell you something. All of it, in the end, what we've done, you know, what you've done, I can see it, and...
Oh, God.
I know you think you have to do this for me, but you don't. You could be happy again. I know you could, but you just have to... You have to choose to do something else.
I'm not doing it for you. Isn't that fucked up? I realized that maybe a year after I woke up from my coma. I'm not doing it for you. It was never for you. Not really.
Is it worth it?
What is it that you tried to tell me before you died? What were you trying to say?
Garrett, I don't know. Because the me that's here now, it's not the me that died. It's the me that lived on here.
Alright.
And I just want you to know, I don't know if this is a comfort at all, but I'm glad you're here. Some part of you is going to stay here with me forever now, as long as there are people to carry this on.
I don't know if any of this is real, if any of it means anything, but this is not the version of me that I wanted to be spending an eternity with you.
Things can change in here too. You're not beyond fixing. I could deal with it. I'll learn to deal with it. You know, the whole chin thing, we'll make it work.
He laughs. He gives an honest little laugh.
All right. You better go find your friend. You're gonna go meet someone.
No.
He tries to enjoy the moment for as long as he can before it fades away around him or whatever.
Yeah, it gets like kind of indistinct. She like holds your hand and eventually it kind of starts blurring and you find yourself back with Loyal. Because, as promised, Loyal did keep you centered with him.
Yay.
And you run into Breamonta, the prophet herself. She is very vague. Like, just in her presence and in what she's giving off. I don't know how you would expect it to be, but there's no, like, conditioning coming from her. There's only, like, impressions of probably either fear or understanding. She shares with you, shares with everyone, that there was a decision made by someone. You can't tell if it's her, if she was told to do this, or if she decided to do it herself. A decision to turn inward, to, like, not reach out into the stars. You feel her now kind of closing the distance between both of you. And you come to an understanding that there is no sacrifice too great, that humanity cannot survive the predators in the dark that are so vast that we are already scrambling about their innards, chasing temptations and promises of a better future. We have lost the chance to evade their gnashing teeth. Our only chance is to cling to each other and shield ourselves from digestion. And then you are both overcome with a complete understanding of what must be done to bring this about, to survive. But your mind cannot sustain it. It slips from your grasp. It slips from everyone's grasp. You feel it. Everyone experiences this perfect clarity of, like, we know what we have to do. We know what is the way forward for everyone. But you can't slot it into place. It is a shape of a thought that cannot fit in the mind. And then at that, the communion begins to unravel in perfect timing with everyone's revelation, and you're pulled back through familiar mists to the world that you might call real. It is a very gentle experience. You kind of start folding back into yourselves. You don't take maybe memories of what you've experienced, but there is definitely an intuition of this. Those around you in the world, you feel like they're looking at you much softer now. You can't tell what they remember, what they saw, if it's like forgiveness or clarification, or if anything has really changed. And at this point, you can't even tell if those questions are you looking at them or them looking at you. But you are back as this starts wearing off. Both of you gain a new trauma, clear all stress, gain a new move.
Whoa.
Ooh, a new trauma. Oh no.
I'm excited.
I am. That's 3, baby.
I think Sunlight's going soft.
Not me, baby. I don't think I can justify vicious, but I think
You can also make one up if you want to.
I'm gonna take haunted. I think in the wake. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Since I wasn't expecting Geist to be part of this, I should add something on this. Geist, you are. There's something I need to think about, but you are at least partially aware that Loyal is keeping something from you. You saw everything. It's just a matter of how much you remember on the outside. But you get the impression that something fucked up is going on with Loyal, and it directly regards you, and he is keeping it from you. And I think that is the impression you're left with.
Okay, cool. I feel like in the wake of like this happening, I feel like Geist is very, very sweaty and his breath is heaving, and as soon as he's back in his body, he kind of staggers up to his feet very unsteadily and almost falls over and just fucking sprints out of there. He just gets the fuck out, and he almost falls over a whole bunch of times because he's like really off kilter. It was very disorienting, and he fucking crashes out of there and into the street.
Loyal, twofold, comes up to you and kind of helps you up, even though you don't really need it. Says, well,
that was I was about to say different than I expected, but I didn't expect anything. Just thank you
You're
for
welcome.
making this happen for us.
You are always welcome back.
I need to go help my friend. We can
He's-
talk later.
Take a water bottle.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Takes a water
Damn.
bottle and just goes to find Geist.